The world is in the midst of a waste crisis. E-waste, clothing waste, plastic, food waste all present a serious and pressing problem to global environmental sustainability that ultimately threatens to undermine the world economy and livelihood of millions. And of these categories, no type of waste can eclipse the potential impact that plastics is having on our ecosystems worldwide. According to the McKinsey report, if plastic use continues at current level, by 2025, a business-as-usual scenario would have global quantities of plastic in the ocean reach 250 million tonnes. The problem is acute in Australia and nowhere more so than in an electorate like Warringah, where as a coastal electorate we see it very much in our oceans. The CSIRO has found that over 3/4 of rubbish along our coast is plastic, with up to 40,000 pieces of plastic per square kilometre. Clean-up days are regularly held to pick up huge quantities of plastics, but we need regulations so that we preserve them and stop using so much plastic. We need to transition away from their use. Halting of Australian waste to Asia has put the onus back on us to determine the future of our waste. While this has been a short-term crisis, the challenge has been straining local councils and government's ability to respond. It also represents an unparalleled opportunity to transition our economy to a more sustainable model, a circular economy. In Warringah, we have several companies leading the way on the forefront of waste management. From Edge Environment, a certified B Corporation and environmental consultancy that assists clients with their waste processes and management by helping them shift to a circular economy, to war on single-use plastics, WASUP, introducing novel ways to get rid of plastics. Supported by KPMG, WASUP Australia is developing a cooperative research centre project, bringing together war on single-use plastic and the UNSW Smart Centre to help translate their globally cutting-edge plastic recycling technology into a new commercially ready prototype microfactory. The project will help to recycle plastics which are currently being stockpiled by local and regional councils. UNSW's cutting-edge microfactory technology provides efficient plastic recycling at smaller scales than previously feasible, which will enable recycling hubs to be implemented locally, something local councils are very focused on. But governments must act too. There's a lot of good legislation occurring at state level, and to that I give my thanks to the Minister Keane in New South Wales for great success. Great work's being done by councils in my electorate. All three councils have plastic strategies adopted by council. They include initiatives like Plastic Free July in Mossman. Northern Beaches Council Swap This for That program, which aims to reduce single-use plastics, and North Sydney's adoption of the Bye Bye Plastics Hello BYO campaign. We need to expand with federal legislation to guide the transition to a low-waste economy. To that effect, we've got the Product Stewardship Act in 2011, which provided a framework for managing environmental, health and safety impacts of products and the impacts associated with the disposal of products. But we need to put the onus back on the companies to make sure there is incentive to ensure that the use of plastics is phased out. The National Environment Protection Council Act in 1994 established a National Environment Protection Council responsible for making national environment protection measures and assessing and reporting on their implementation and effectiveness. Seeing good partnership between state and Commonwealth, the new plan recently adopted by COAG, the 2019 National Waste Policy Action Plan, these are all good steps in the right direction. I must say, everywhere I go in the electorate of Warringah, every school I visit, there is not a single student that is not focused on the war against waste, and especially the war against plastics. In our beautiful oceans, in our environment, it is constantly being brought up. I had the pleasure yesterday of launching the Operations Crayweed project, led by North Balgowlah Primary School, where they are looking at the reintroduction of crayweed in our marine habitats, and because it was all endangered and put into difficulty by waste and plastics. This is something we all have to be focused on. Our kids in our schools know this, they are focused on it, and now as the adults and here in this parliament, we need to take the steps necessary to reduce our waste.